Hi, just a quick video to give you some information on something I came across today. It's something I've heard about numerous times over the years. Never really checked it out and came across it again, decided to have a look. And included with the article I read today was this central index key and then this code number, which is the SEC number listing for the Canadian account at the U.S. Security Exchange. And somehow, some reason why, Canada is a member of the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission, and they make regular filings with the SEC with regards to what's happening in Canada. And this particular filing listing is with regards to Canada. Here's the name, and there's all these codes down here. Not sure what they mean. Be interesting to check out some of those things in the future. American Depository Receipts, IRS number. The Canadian business address down in the U.S. is Washington, D.C. Canadian Embassy. And this is a filing date, when it was accepted, what period it's reporting, and so on. So Canada definitely has an account with the SEC. And what I find interesting in particular this time is that there is these filings. And if we look at the filings are actually this is the form which was filed, 418KA Amendment number 2, and it's an amendment to the annual report of Canada that was filed previously. So Canadian fiscal year ended March 31st apparently, as far as the SEC is concerned. And there's all this stuff here with regards to the Canadian ambassador and so on, and all the different people associated with it. This is interesting. The registrant is filing this amendment to its annual report on a voluntary basis. That's very good. But this particular filing is with regards to a couple of things that are interesting. The proclamation dissolving Parliament. Now let's go back here. This is an amendment including the exhibits containing various forward-looking statements. There's a bunch of legal stuff here. And the amendment is to Canada's annual report for the year ending March 31st, and these are the exhibits associated with the amendment. And here's the exhibits are a proclamation dissolving Parliament and a copy of the proclamation issuing an election writ. And then you have the formalized signature area. What I find interesting here is Canada's in its proper legal form, fully capitalized for a corporate situation. But the signatory is indicated in upper and lower case name versus a full uppercase, which is what I would normally expect. And you look at the city here, it's Ottawa. So it's not the city of Ottawa as often, and we will see in the next pages, but it is just Ottawa. And the dates are written out in numerical form, because when you go to the proclamation dissolving Parliament, you have all of these different things going on with regards to capitalization. Capitis diminutio maxima for the name of the individuals doing things. The name of the Queen, which is her title, Elizabeth II, and her title of Queen is full caps. And you also notice that numerous other words are beloved and faithful senators of Canada, etc. Those are, Capitis diminutio minima, first letter capitalized. And there's always been something interesting with regards to how they capitalize some words and not others, which in some cases, based on English usage, seem appropriate. In other cases, it's, why are they capitalizing that particular word? And you here have the Capitis maxima of the Attorney General, or I should say Deputy Attorney General, which is another interesting thing. Very often, the deputy is signing these documents or issuing these documents, and not the Attorney General. And I've always been curious as to why deputy versus the Attorney General when you think it would be the Attorney General doing it. A little side note there. So we have here a proclamation, the advice of the Prime Minister of Canada to dissolve the present Parliament of Canada. Now there's lots of questions about why is Canada or any other country registered with the SEC, Security Exchange Commission in the United States, have an account there, etc. And that this proves it's a corporate structure and it's all bad and all that sort of stuff. And I'm not entirely sure about that. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I can see that with international trade and so on, having a corporate status for trading purposes, I can see the benefit of that. I can also see some negative aspects of how that might be used as well. So anyways, there is this SEC account for Canada. This is indication of it and evidence of it. There's no question about it. what I find interesting about this particular filing is they are actually filing within this quote-unquote corporate structure of Canada the internal documentation and evidence of the sovereign activities of the Parliament and the Queen, which I would think would be separate from the corporate structure. So I'm curious as to why they're doing it this way and what it all means, but it is going on, and they've issued the Royal Proclamation to dissolve Parliament of Canada accordingly, and caused our letters patent to be made letters to be made patent, and the Great Seal of Canada to be hereto fixed. And there's witnesses. All right, so just like common law witnesses, there's a couple of witnesses there, and at the Government House in our city of Ottawa. So you have the corporate title, our city of Ottawa, capitalized first letter city, and in that form, and full caps of the signatory down here, and on the God Save the Queen. And the second document, which is a part of the SEC filing, is a proclamation issuing election writs. Full case, uppercase there, Elizabeth II, full uppercase, Queen, full uppercase, etc. Full uppercase, Deputy Attorney General. So we are, and this is interesting, whereas we are desirous to meet our people of Canada as soon as may be and to have their advice in Parliament. They're telling you that we're the ones to give advice as to what to do, and our royal will and pleasure to call the Parliament, etc. So this is all interesting how it's written. You'll notice here you've got the City of Ottawa again, proper title of the artificial city, and then they spell out 26th day of March and year of our Lord 2011. Spell it out instead of in numbers. Interesting distinction there, and we'll talk more about that another time. The 60th year of our reign, and full uppercase on the signatory there. So again, the SEC filing, there's lots of listings in it. If you just Google this information, here's the actual SEC filing that occurred most recently with regards to Canada, a nation, dissolving Parliament and having an election somehow being related to a corporate Canada filing in the SEC and the documents that were filed along with it. So again, it's all very interesting, high-level stuff. Don't understand it necessarily, but definitely worth somebody checking them out.